This time on 818 Custom Garage, it's time for the ultimate Eliminator builds. These little guy racing parts chassis, they are awesome, they are epic, they are great. Can't say enough about them, but you can make them better. And if you look, that Power Wagon, it's already set up and ready to go. So we're going to take Booger, our Gladiator, do the changes to him. We're going to show you what both of them look like, differences. They're going to have a few little differences between the two. And we're going to go out and have some good times with them. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it. Look at these two epic Eliminators. They are very similar, but very different right now. This Power Wagon, so cool. Buddy John, he nailed it on the paint on this thing. He did the ghost flames for us. I mean, it is epic looking. We've got those little guy racing parts. They are the 1552 Turbo Max. Man, it is looking sick. Bodies, I mean, didn't change any more trimming on the body or anything like that. So we'll show you what we did to this thing. And then we've got our Booger, our Gladiator build. You can tell there's already one change. Do you look at those wheels? We now have the little guy racing parts. These are the 1552 Traverse. And we had the same wheel, but in the gunmetal. These are the black, and we did the black with the gold hardware so that we could match the gold hardware that we did on the whole chassis and stuff. I thought it looked cool this way. So we're gonna get into it. Haven't changed. I do have different shocks on Booger, but we'll show you that change, and then we're gonna use those shocks for him. Then we're gonna show you the big changes we did on our Gladiator build, Crush. This is gauges. Crush is gauges, right? So let's get into it. We'll flip them over, show you what they look like underneath. And then we're going to mod him, and then we're going to go take him out and have a good time. Bang! Man, so you've seen this guy before. Pop him open. He is all the same inside. He has still got the Hobby Wing Mini 24, or Notice Superior Designs RS100, which we love, right? Everything is it's the stock chassis. We've got, the only thing, if you look at the shocks, these are the Hard Park shocks. Really dig them because they have that carbon collar. See how that spins? So like when you turn and you bury this thing, see how it spins on the tire? The tire doesn't catch on like the springs or any of that stuff. These are 39 millimeter. They're basically a friction shock. You can add a little bit of like 10K diff fluid to them to give them some dampening. So you stock links, all that stuff, right? So what are we going to do to make this thing better? Let's close them up. Put him aside. Let's show you this epic Power Wagon. I mean, first off, this thing looks so sick. John did such a great job with the paint. We initially thought about doing the Raw Machine Turbo Max, which I am using on another build because they basically look like they're polished. They're really sick. But Gage was like, when he first saw these before they even came out, we were out at Little Guy doing some other stuff, and we got to see these things, the prototypes. He loved the fact that they were coming out with the bronze. And I think he did a good job. I think he picked the right wheel. Looks cool. We got a nice set of black labels on it. Man, body's still the same, all that other stuff like you've seen before. It's on an Eliminator chassis, right? This has... The only thing this thing is a little different is this has the little guy shocks, right? The 54s or whatever they are, kind of similar. They're the shocks that were on Booger originally, right? We stuck them over on here. He has a Furatech Python Pro, which is a little bit bigger ESC, works good, but Micro Komodo. He, had to use the SR315 because we use Spectrum remotes for the boys. And then this has a brass limit strap mount. And then if you look, I don't know if we'll see it. I don't know if we can show it in there. This has the Tremor silver mount from Little Guy Racing Parts. So you can see it's a much bigger design. Does have some adjustability for the front links, which I love. But the big key is look at the links that are on this. This has a set of RC Steve 710. These are his titanium links. I believe this was probably the first set he made. So titanium uppers. He shortened the upper a little bit on the front to give it a little bit more caster. And then, man, look at that rear. Look at the double bend. And then, I mean, it just smashes up in there up with the chassis. So it's so sick. So if you look at that, and then we'll do this. Look at that. Look at the clearance we gain. You know, and heavily in the back, right? You know, we're not really gaining much clearance in the front. Don't really need it if you, depends on how you like to drive and stuff. But man, look at that clearance difference between those two. I mean, it is epic. So when Steve and I were talking, we decided to do 2 sets because I wanted to do mainly for this, because this is one of mine, right? And I wanted to use these, I wanted to try out the hard part shocks with him. And I knew I need probably more clearance for them to really actually work the way we wanted. So he did the titanium links on this one because I felt like it would go good, you know, with this whole truck. We stayed with the silver hardware and all that other stuff. I did a set of brass links for Booger because we've got all the gold hardware everywhere. So we've got a set of brass links for this. He also did the brass steering. I have brass steering from Little Guy, but I think I'm going to do his brass steering so everything matches. Plus it'll look epic. Then, my usual go-to servo mount is the Mofo servo mount, right? And I've talked, you know, a lot about it before. Has the adjustability to move the servo front and back for clearance. And then it's very narrow. So fits very well in a lot of stock chassis and some of the aftermarket chassis out there. This is the Little Guy Racing Parts. This is their brass servo mount. It's got about another gram over the Mofo, so I'll get a little bit more weight. And I love this mount, except for the width, right? The width and the height. But other than that, man, this thing is epic because it has the adjustability for the upper arm. Huge, right? Setting caster. I love that they have the relief cuts in here for the servos. So if you look at a No Superior Design servo, and a lot of the servos out there, it has that bump, right, for the motor, right? So when this thing sits in there, let's see if I can do this. So when this thing sits in there, it sits flush in there and it's tight. Whereas a lot of, even the Mofo mount, there will be just a little bit of gap underneath there because there's no relief for it to really sit, right? I have the Mofo mount on here, but I have the Little Guy Racing Parts mount on here. Really like it. But if you look at this chassis, the way the Eliminator's set up, there's massive amounts of room up here in the front. So that's why I was like, I want to try to get a little bit more weight up here. Move a little, shift a little, because, you know, we're running a rear-facing motor. Let's see if we can add, hey, you know, another gram or whatever. I'll take it. So we're going to shift that to the front, and we got all the room to use it. So we're going to, this is for another build. So we're going to add the Little Guy Racing Parts servo mount. We're going to put on our links from RC Steve 710. If you guys haven't, if you don't know about him, he makes links for just about everything. Lots of double bend stuff. He does aluminum, titanium, brass. He does burnt titanium, so you can get like the blue and some of the other colors. So pretty epic. So his links are some of the best out there. And then the third thing we're going to do is I'm going to re-gear the truck. So I have always, my big thing in the past was always, you know, I really like this an MR24 trans, but I like the stock gear ratio in the transmission, which I put in here. They're normally overdriven. But I started going with the I believe it's the 212. Is it a 212 in the front, or yeah, 212 overdrive front, and then stock gear ratio in the back, the 216. What I used to always do, and I've been going back to, is I have a stock gear ratio up front, and then I go to the 112 underdrive. So I really like that. I feel like they crawl super slow, much better. So we're gonna put I put a set of completely stock gears in the back. So I'm just gonna pull those out, keep them, you know, for myself. I've got a set of 216 stock gear ratio that I'm gonna stick up front, and then the Endura 112 underdrive for the rear. Haven't been able to use the Little Guy underdrive because they are out of stock. So, and then I might put some some wire sleeve over this thing too, just to clean it up too. And I may cut and trim this. I don't know yet. Keep saying I'm going to do all that stuff with this guy. And I keep forgetting about him because, like, you look at him, man, he looks so cool. I did the wire loom onto him. All the wiring looks super nice. His servo wire is much cleaner. But my own stuff, I usually shortcut stuff because I want to go use it, have fun. I try to make everybody else's stuff a little bit nicer. So let's go slam these in. And you've seen how he works. Let's go slam this stuff in. We'll get it all bolted up, and then we're going to go try them out. And you got to remember, this guy has the little guy racing shocks, so he's going to have a lot more droop, a little bit more flex in the back. We have the limit strap up front. We'll see. We're going to limit some of the travel a little bit, but these things are super smooth, and they might end up working really well on this chassis. So I want to test it out. That way we've got two different slight shock setups, and we'll go see, and you guys can decide which one is better. Stay tuned. And we're back. Let's show you this awesome Eliminator chassis. Bang! It looks pretty close to the same how it was, but look at these links. I think the brass was the way to go for the look. All nice and gold. Look how they just tuck up in there. I will say, and I haven't decided yet, I think we're going to try it without it. These sliders that are on the side, right? See how they kind of stick back? When we're at full compression, I don't know if they're going to interfere with that back. They're really close. So on Gage's Power Wagon, I actually trimmed them off right here. I just nipped the end of it off and just straightened it off. So I could do the same thing on this. We're going to see. I think we're going to try it without it. We'll get the body on. Let's go take this thing out. I mean, it looks epic. We got the Tremor servo mount on. I really like that servo mount a lot. I just wish it was a little bit narrower and shorter, and it would be epic. So, I've been using epic a lot lately, huh? It would be great. It would be a really amazing option. It's just limited on what chassis you can go use it on. Man, really happy. Love, me, I love all the gold hardware that we did everywhere. It looks sick. Digging the Traverse wheels with the gold hardware. So, we got our theme, the black and the gold. So I think it all came out cool. I was trying to see if I could get a set of hard park chassis or a set of hard park. They also have these in black. They have, I think, a couple different. They have black, red, purple, and the silver, or raw aluminum. I mean, the raw aluminum looks cool here. But they had, black, and then you can get gold springs too. So maybe one day we'll pop these off, do a set of black with gold springs. It just depends, I really want to see how they work. I think it's going to work well. I really like these shocks a lot. So let's see how it works on this type of a chassis though. So let's slam this body on. Let's go out. We'll take both the Eliminators out. Let's go have some fun. Oh man, we're out here at Flanagan. We've got all these trucks that we've been testing and all this stuff. Gage is like, it's my turn. It's my turn because he gets to drive two. These are both our Eliminator chassis, right? Yeah. We got our awesome Power Wagon. We got Booger, the Gladiator. And you've seen, if you haven't seen this guy, JB Designs killed it on the Ghost Flames on this thing. And we got them all set up. So the only difference between these two, right? Well, the main difference in performance, I don't care about looks, right? Performance is shocks. So they both have the RC Steve 710 links. This one has a set of Chad from Hard Park has his shocks, and this has the little guy's shocks. So they're both a friction style, but one's longer travel than the other. So let's see how it goes, Gage. You got to pick a line. I want you to run. Oh.
Yeah, that destroyed.
That's an expensive comp chassis. Let's see. Owie. Let's see what it looks like.
Wait, the mini guy in there.
Because that thing just rolled all the way down.
From there all the way to.
Does it drive?
And how did it land? That's the thing.
Let's.
That didn't set. This is insane.
Let's hope you didn't bend any axle shafts. Because if anything, hopefully that's the only thing.
This is the guy that didn't strut.
Yeah, I mean that's a high.
This is the guy.
That is steep right there, guys. Just so you know.
Do you think I can make it up with my truck?
Well, you can see where they go up this line with the 10 scales right here. See how it's all dark going up and over that? That's from tires. That's from tires. People hit that line with 10 scales. You can try it, Dash, but I don't know. Let's get over to this guy though, because this is. What line are you gonna pick? How are you gonna go? Remember, whatever you do in this, I would do some shorter lines, and then.
I don't know, because I want to go over this, but I also want to go in like a dip and go out. Again?
Okay, we might need to put him to the side for a minute. Let him relax. I'm sure the driver inside's got multiple concussions.
No, he's probably in a coma.
He might be. So let's maybe shut him down.
Okay.
Or let's maybe not do any more super crazy hill climbs with him. All right, Gage.
I'm going to take here.
Remember, slow and steady wins the race in a lot of things.
Why won't you turn?
He was turning. He was just caught. So come up here, Gage. That way you can see what you're doing.
Why do you always get stuck?
Well, because you got him in a precarious position with his bumper. Oh!
No, my ghost friends!
I know, right?
Where's my ghost?
Yeah. There you go. Turn in. Oh, maybe less throttle. Like,
I don't.
what is this called? What are we doing?
Rock crawler.
Yeah, now you got battery hanging out.
Get on that. Oh my god. Bro! I can't get it.
You can. You got to go the other way a little bit. I think you can get it. And remember, these tires are brand new too, so they're not broken in. See, you got that easy. That's easy for him.
Okay, so back to our video. So
No.
Remember, you got a bumper there. This thing's, it's more scale, so you got a little more stuff hanging out in the way. Back up, back up, back up. Okay, you're stuck in there.
I love the little guy wheels.
Yeah, this thing.
Whoa.
Oh!
Whoa! It's so much harder. I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, you just gotta take your time, dude. Slow and steady wins the race.
Is that an old saying?
Yes.
I knew it. Don't you
It's from the tortoise and the hare. See, you're okay. Turn. There you go. Nope. You got it.
why.
Well, because when you're coming up and it lifts the tire, you got to turn into it and then go. Look, watch me. You got to let it go up and then let it set the tire.
Okay.
You got to let it come back down in the front, because if you just keep going, it's just going to flip over. So see if you can do that. Nope, turn the other way. Turn the other way. This could be a tough spot for it, but I think you can do it. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Nice. Good job, Gage. Good job. Oh yeah, easy. Easy,
That
easy.
truck is just so cool.
It is super cool, huh?
It's just cool like that. I want to see if I can get on this off.
Okay, try it. You can motor him up through this stuff. I mean, maybe not just full throttle all the time, but like,
That was cool.
just don't break him. You gotta,
No!
at some point you gotta slow down. Like this stuff is easy. Slow down. See how he's bouncing too much? When he starts bouncing heavily, he's gonna bounce over. And that's,
Whoa! Look how close I was.
oh, you almost went in the water.
I know, that would have been so
Yeah, because you can't see it from down there.
That would have been so
Yeah,
Imagine we put
none of
the
this stuff is waterproof, so.
What if we put the minigun zoom motor in this and just had to go straight over it?
It wouldn't make it.
It would.
Nope. do you want to go?
This way.
Let's see this. That's well, pick a harder angle, dude. You came up through that. Pick the harder line.
Like this?
Yeah. And come to the right just a little bit. Yeah. So turn right a little bit and then start coming up. Now go up. Now go back. Yeah, there we go. Let him catch. I want to see you pull it over. See, that's what I'm talking about. That was good, Gage. That's the stuff that you're going to learn from, you know? Coming up here. Come on. Keep going. Okay, you kind of set. Turn that way. There you go. Turn the other way too. You got to kind of wiggle them back and forth. Okay, you're going to have to go back. Because you got to... Oh. What I want to see you do is come up over this over here. Easy. Figure it out. There we go. Oh. You can make it over that. You just gotta go slower. You're just going. You go too fast. You're not. You got to be very much smoother on the throttle. Okay, come this way a little bit. Come on. A little bit more. There you go. You're fine. You need that front to settle. There you go. You almost had it. Oh, you got hung up now. You gotta slow down, dude. Come, see if you can cut up and over here. You're cutting too late. That's fine. You're gonna get hung up again. That's fine. No, keep. Oh, you had it because the back tire is gonna catch. That was it.
I can't.
Okay, Gage. Let's try this again. Oh, you're fine. Stop backing up. There you go. Turn. There you go. Turn the other way.
Can I do it?
Yeah. You did it up and over. Okay, cool.
Wait, we should rock on the key.
No, let's not go down in there. I don't know what's down in there. There you go. Headlights. That's kind of cool, huh? Does it have headlights down in there?
What is down there?
I don't know. There's a hole that leads to a much deeper.
I don't want to go in there.
Sweet. All right. So Gage is going to drive Booger. Same basic truck setup, except for this has the hard park shock. So let's see if we can do some similar lines. If we can remember what he did.
It's so much easier because this one doesn't have like a...
Yeah. This thing has less of a front bumper. Well, no, it's got the same front bumper. Same exact front bumper.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a back.
It has no back bumper. This thing is clearanced. You know, I did do my high clearance custom setup. This does also have the hobby wings setup in it though too, so pretty similar. I mean, they're pretty comparable, I would say.
Oh yeah, I remember this part. I struggle so much. Easy.
Yeah, but you also came from this angle.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
from over here. Oh man, that did that a lot easier. That did that way easier. Okay. All right, I like all that. That definitely worked good. Okay, so we got the southern line. Let's go. Yeah, you took that line over to the left too far. Should be coming to the right just a little bit. Come to the right. There you go. Now turn back. That's what you did. Yeah. There you go. Now turn right, turn right. All right, so we're over here. He's gonna do the same line. See how this one does. This one did that better. So you actually started left a little bit more, or more right than you did with the other one. And this one did a little better. It plopped over. So we do have a gigantic battery in this thing though.
Oh.
Okay, why? It's got a big 860, so that's a lot more weight too. So it could be that too that's helping it. It's the only battery I had. The other one was dead. So, what do you think, Gage?
I think it's great.
Well, which shocks do you think are better, these or the other ones? Because the trucks are basically the same,
I love that.
but this has the hard park shocks and that has the little guy shocks.
Little guy.
You think? Oh, really? You think the little guy worked better?
Yeah.
I think these worked a little better. You know what? What we need to do, Gage, is we need to put the same battery in it because this thing does add more weight in the front. But you got to remember too, the Power Wagon body is a lot heavier too because it's a hard body, right? What do you think?
So I think that, I like the body.
Well, it's not the body. We don't care about bodies. We care about performance today.
Like I didn't see so much performance out of it yet.
Oh, okay. You weren't really paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay. But Dash, or Gage, you still think the little guy shocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the little guy shocks. I think they work good.
Yeah, the little guy shocks are so good.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely working on Dash's comp chassis, right?
He did so good.
Yeah, his did really good. And
Yeah, like,
that's where I think the comp chassis shines over like this Eliminator,
so far.
is the skid. You know, that skid's hanging down. The comp chassis is flat. We have similar arms because,
So,
yeah.
so far, what RC's doing the best?
I think yours has done the best so far, except for the 13 times that you rolled it down half this mountain.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wait,
So let's go. We got more to test, okay?
Did I bend anything doing that?
I don't think so, but we'll check it out. What do you think, Gage?
I think it's good.
I love the look of Crush. Crush just looks sick. So, okay, let's go do some more.
Yeah.
Let's do some final thoughts here. What do you think?
I think it's perfect.
You think it's perfect?
No changes.
No changes.
Actually, one.
What about driver changes?
Yes.
Driver mod a little bit, just more practice, right?
I'm not good at it.
Well, you just need to practice more. And I think once the tires break in, they'll start doing a little bit better too.
And there's something weird. How come this doesn't really do anything?
You don't want it to drop out too far. That does help it when it climbs up the hill.
Oh. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So comment, like, subscribe. He says no changes. We'll reevaluate it.
See you on the next one.
We definitely need to look at driver training for all three of us, I think.
Yeah, like, oh, you're good.
No, I'm not good either.
Probably for the whole family except Mom because she doesn't have one yet.
That's true. Well, Sophie doesn't have one either, but Grace is up next.
Don't have one yet, guys.
All right. So we appreciate all the support. Remember the 10% discount codes at Little Guy Racing Parts. They're local. They're not too far from here, actually. They do their sunset crawls here.
See?
Yeah, Grace is repping. It's pretty cool. I am not repping today. I have my Motion Raceworks shirt on.
I forgot to.
I know. So we'll catch you on the next one. We appreciate all the support and stay tuned because we're going to do more stuff with these Eliminators.
Yeah.